Hello everybody and welcome back to the Chateau. It has been a little while for many reasons. I have been away, trying to enjoy a bit of the summer, trying to do some bits and pieces, and of course now it is time to buckle down and get a load of stuff done. It is the run up to the party. Obviously I film and it's a few days before the videos are released and not each day. So when I'm doing this, it is 23 days to the party. Probably not when you're watching it. There's a lot to do. It's not just about the gardens, lots in the gardens, there's lots of stuff to do. The house is a complete list of jobs to fix and get ready. So let's see if we can actually do this. I've got to be clever. So I've got to be able to space jobs out to make sure that things, if they're getting painted or you're doing something that's important and it's drying time, you do those things first so no time is wasted. And in the same vein, I'm going to do a job which I do not want to do as soon as possible, because that way one of the worst jobs is out of the way, and that is basic housekeeping for something that is used a huge amount at the parties. Now, what can I say about this? Basically, the floor is going. So yeah, I get to play toilets. Of course, this is something I definitely don't want to do, but if I can get that over and done with first, maybe all the other jobs will seem a bit better. There's only one thing for it. Water out, water off, toilet out, and floor up. And I think I know exactly what the problem is. It's not going to be pretty. Who wouldn't like this fun, eh? Let's turn the water off. Right. Look at that. It's interesting because it seems more solid over there. I remember. This is where I say it's my bum look big on this. Sort of. Sorry for the view. Wow. Wow. It's been quite a few years since I've been hugging the toilet. Well, that was very unfun. Last minute thing. 8 years. Crap, there you go. That's literally how close that floor was to going down. I have just gone through close to that. Oh, this is honestly, it's such a fun job. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Anyway. So, now maybe you can look how much that's moving. Woo. I reckon I'll go through it if I bounce this a little bit. So, that's time for that bit. So this is solid. That's the same floor going through. It's time to deal with that bit of board. First up, however, some very, very important and basic housekeeping.
Oh, he doesn't want to smell anything.
So I guess it's time to explain what the issue is. It should be obvious, however. Right, as you can see, that is the end of a beam. There's another end of a beam there, there's another end of a beam there. When this pipework was put in, they literally just hacked through the beams, so the floor was always going to collapse. And the pipework, there were issues with pipework in here. It used to basically leak smells, not being thought out properly or done well. So lots of repairs, lots of stuff was then fixed, and didn't want to lay concrete at the time over everything in case we hadn't solved the smells issue, the escaping of gas. However, there are no problems with that. There are problems with dampness and softness, because basically there isn't much airflow under here, which causes an issue, and French marine ply is terrible. Now this is the floor ready to go, but as you can see, it's simply just started to delaminate because of, well, lack of air, dampness. That happens, but you can't stop that in an old house. You'll always get that. It's just the material couldn't handle it. It was a temporary solution that ended up a slightly more permanent one. So what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now is I'm going to let that dry out and get some air to it. And then I'm going to concrete it over and it'll be flat. And then we can lay, well, to be honest, given this close to the party, probably the lino back on it. Or, and the tiles in the future. So I shall basically remove, I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to cut away the last of the rot that seems to be in this beam that's going across. Basically, or cut it out, that is. Cut away anything that shouldn't be there, basically, pull everything out, and then we will concrete this all in and lay it flat. So while that is drying, I have other jobs. So as always, if anyone with actual experience, please, not just guesswork, but anything I'm missing there, or anyone that's got some great suggestions from a practical, having done it point of view, to get some ventilation there, around those areas, so I can still get ventilation underneath these sprung wooden floors. When I concrete that in, please do leave a comment, because obviously there used to be air gaps under here, and someone has filled those in when they've done other stuff. I mean, that's a problem for another day. So yeah, if you see an issue with what I'm going to do, or have a great suggestion, please leave a comment before I concrete that in tomorrow. Now, the other jobs. So we have a new issue. I was literally just getting, oh, there's another frog. They're everywhere. New issue. I happened to be stupid enough to open my mouth and say, well, we haven't got any trees that have fallen over, causing a problem for the party. And now there is a massive tree. Thankfully, it's in the moat. It's not causing a problem. So it's going to have to wait. But it is another tree down nonetheless. And there's a carp swimming around. So that is usually the problem here. However, off camera, just done a load of clearing, because space is required for camping, etc. So I've now got loads of clearing up to do. But we cleared all these banks, which of course is where we have now found this tree right over, and that is of course because the banks are all eroded because of rodents living in the banks and trees being where they're not supposed to be, and the root system knocking everything out. So that's gone completely over. That's I'll have to get someone with a digger to yank that out. However, let's look at the positive bits. So we've had the big sort of wheeled strimmery bit back here, because of course all of this was massively overgrown, you know, out past these trees, and now it's right up to the drainage ditch there at the back. Even better coming up here. I mean, look at some of this now. We're going right back. I obviously need to just now come around with the trailer and deal with all this stuff, because then it will never get as bad again, because my little robot mower will be able to get into there. I will have to sort of cut some of these branches back, which I'll do when the trailer's in here. But look at this. I mean, it's really, I don't know if anyone else knew, but all up here, it was literally up to here. That's how much extra land for motorhome, or the tents will go in a smoother area, obviously. I think I'll ask Chris, my friend Chris with the digger, just to level this out. And all through here with stuff that shouldn't be here. So I'm kind of looking forward. Now it's like we've cleared this area so much. I just got to get some little tree stumps and stuff with the digger out of the way. But now I'm excited because it's not just this overgrown mess, and I'm less scared about all the parking and the camping issues now. I mean, look, all the way back to the wall. We'll move the old gate. Everything, it's coming together. So, getting somewhere in the run up to the party. So the next 23 videos, the next 23 days, although I might not get them out the weekend as well, that's not my plan necessarily, are going to be all about prep for the party. And unlike most years, it's not much of it is actually outside. It's a lot is inside, fixing things which have survived. The house doesn't get used for the party that much, so things have lasted a long time, makeshift fixes, but this year it's going to be full again. The first time it's actually going to be full since my wedding. And the gardens are going to be full, because this year there are so many people who want to camp, because everyone felt that they missed out last year because of the weather. So there's quite a lot of clearing, more clearing to do, and trying to make it fantastic. So for those that don't know, the reason for the party, it is always about raising money for charity. But it's also the one big push every year, which means that you get huge amounts of stuff done, and of course get to enjoy this place as it should be. So this year will be less outside, lots more inside. So hopefully that will be also the kickstart for me, which to get lots of stuff cleared away and gone. And on that note,